Hi everybody. I was asked by Andy of Andy Shed to give a closer look at this particular phone with its watch receiver or mother-in-law's earpiece. These are quite popular in France and I believe Poland, and they're not so common over here, or weren't so common over here. I think you might say rare as hen's teeth. Anyhow, he was particularly interested to have a look, or closer look, at the actual bracket, and I'll show you. There's a side view of the bracket. It's a well made, sort of a shaped piece of metal in, I suppose, stainless steel, or plated on brass. Don't really know. I never really looked at it to be like that. Anyway, it's fixed on by taking off that type of clip, which is shown on the other side. You take that out and replace it by this bracket, which fits on there. Now, what the idea is, as you put the receiver on the little clip at the top, it just holds it on. You loop that over, and the weight of the receiver, make sure you don't get anything underneath it to prevent it working. The weight of it extends this little lug and turns the receiver off, so that it's not on all the time. You can see it as you take the weight off, it turns it off. There's a pair of contacts inside there which does that. It's simply wired up to the same terminals inside the phone, which would go to your receiver part of the handset. Anyhow, that is more or less all I've got to say on this. Had a problem with the other camera. It cut out for some unknown reason. But as I say, I expect things to go wrong. It's the story of my life. And also, I'm wondering whether to have a little rant about something that happened to me re-changing my phone service, simply because what I've got at the moment is insufficient to run various things that I've got on there, Wi-Fi, which I wasn't told about at the time. Anyhow, that's another story. Anyway, I'll show you the phones. Obviously, the good old 706. Looks like one that's never been recalled back on. It's got the original sign there. 63. So it goes back a few years. CWL, I'm not too sure. You could find out who the manufacturer is of that one. I'm not too sure. Anyhow, 706L, and it's got the nice dial with the white finger. Finger wheel's white, and your letters are on the outside. So as far as I know, this phone is pretty genuine as regards whether the dial's right for this phone. I think it is. And the handset, the typical handset. What I would say, and not many people seem to know this, I'm sure I'm not dreaming, the original cords. Now this one's got the cord that you would normally find. It's a plastic cord. The wire goes out to a normal BT type plug. But originally and I haven't seen one for sale or at a boot sale for, well, I just haven't seen one. I'm sure they used to be a braided cord. I think it was twisted, or was it? I'm not too sure. But I think the original cord was braided, but it was a type of plastic braiding, if I can remember. It was different to what it is now, but those are, as I say, extremely rare. I've never seen them outside the BT, the post office, when I worked for them. So it's just an interesting point. Anyhow, I'm hoping this explains to Andy, gives an idea of the way it's fitted. I'm trying to think where I picked this phone up from. It certainly wasn't eBay. When I got this, I think it was well before eBay even existed. So it was probably a good old boot sale, and possibly the best boot sale you could ever go to, not now though, unfortunately, is or was at Wimbledon Dog Track. That was an enjoyment for Saturday mornings, getting up early, getting in the car, driving down to Plough Lane, lining up before they called us all in, and you'd go in, you would park the car up in the little paddock area, I suppose they'd call it, and it was, as I said before, the best boot sale I've ever been to. That was several years ago. Unfortunately, they decided that the dog track was going to be sold, and I understand there's houses there now, so goodbye to perhaps the best boot sale in the area. I think it was well known, not just in England but abroad. But all good things come to an end, and I suppose they've got to put blooming housing up. Why they couldn't have put it somewhere else, but they didn't. Anyhow, that's all my little comments today. Andy, I hope this explains anything. If there is anything else on there, mention it tomorrow on the that chat that you put out at 6:30. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. I will have as I say, I'm just biding my time before I have a rant about changing over suppliers of the modem. I know that if I change over, I lose the chances of being able to use the dial, but that's not a problem at the moment. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up and put this one out. Once again, many thanks for putting up with my moans and groans, and hope this explains what Andy needs. Thanks again. Thank you.